Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Kirsten and we are doing my thrifted book haul. Now, I had an idea to do just charity shopping for 1 month, and that started in the middle of October, but then lockdown happened and that prevented me from being able to continue this. So this is just the end of October thrifted book haul. But anyway, I got some really good ones in this one and I'm excited to give them a try. Again, I apologise if the light keeps going in and out. The sun is just like right there. And I'm trying to use natural light to do my videos and it just is not having it. This is the third video I filmed on the exact same day, so you're going to be seeing this outfit a lot. You're also gonna be dealing with this a lot, or at least I am. Hopefully it doesn't show up too bad in the video, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm rambling. I need to get on with this book haul, so let's start. The first couple of books I got is actually part of the same series, and that's The Weight of Shadows by Brent. I managed to get book 1 and book 3. The Weight of Shadows is actually a book that I read several years ago while I was in college, and I liked it. I was intrigued by it, but I think I wasn't quite ready for adult fantasy yet. And I know we're following two main characters, one who is a boy who gets trained to be an assassin and one who is a girl who gets, from what I remember, she's been really poorly mistreated, and when he finds her again, he is furious with this and he wants to start rising up against the people that trained him. Now, I could be completely wrong in this assessment. As I said, it has been several years since I picked up this book and I didn't carry on with the series. But now I find that I do love adult epic fantasy series. I really do love books where we're following someone from a young age and watching them grow up and the things that they're having to deal with. So it seems like a book that I would really actually enjoy more if I gave it another chance. So when I saw both of these in the charity shop, I thought, you know what, I really want to actually read this series. I really want to finish it off and see how I feel about it. So kind of bummed that I couldn't get the second book as well, but honestly, considering that they were £1.50 each, I really cannot complain, and I'm hoping that I enjoy this book and will continue with it rather than just stopping on book 1 again. I also picked up a book that I have been umming and ahhing about getting for a long time. One of my old friends from college absolutely loved this book, but I never actually read it, and I was thinking about buying it brand new, but then I saw it in a charity shop and I thought, perfect, I'm gonna get that. And that's Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. Now, I've seen the film of this, but I've never read the book, and we're basically following a geisha and her life, basically from when she was a young child to then going through all the training that she has to go through and the life that she lives. And from what I remember about the film, again, I'm not sure because I'm going based off a film here, there is a war going on as well. So there's a lot going on in this. It's a historical book, which is my favourite anyway, and it's set in a culture that I'm fascinated by, so I really want to give this a try. I saw it in the charity shop, I had to pick it up, so I'm going to give this a try. And I really did enjoy the film, so I'm hoping I enjoy books more, because normally I do prefer books, but I also prefer to read a book before I watch the film, so we'll see how that impacts it. It's been a while since I've watched that film, so I don't actually remember all of it, which is why my thoughts on this book is so hazy, because I just don't know. And again, I'm not the sort of person that likes to read synopsis, because I like to go into the books knowing as little as possible, so that way I can be taken by surprise by everything that's happening and just really enjoy it without having an expectation already going into this. I'm excited to read this. It's basically a classic book that I think everyone should at least try and read, so I'm excited to give this one a try. Then I picked up a book I wasn't sure if I was going to get, in all honesty, but I saw it and I thought, meh, why not? And that's Pride, Prejudice and Zombies. So the original Pride and Prejudice story by Jane Austen, but obviously tweaked slightly by Seth Grahame-Smith. Now, there was a massive hype a couple of years ago where loads of these types of books were coming out, where it was all different classic books that had a slight horror twist to them thrown in, and I wasn't going to get this, in all honesty, but I am wanting to read some of the classics, and I thought it would be fun to read the classic and then read the twist on it, because why not? That's what I enjoy. And I have Jane Slayer, which is the horror twist on Jane Eyre, so I just thought, you know what, maybe I should start collecting these and giving them a try. Plus I saw it in the charity shop, so it was super cheap, and honestly the artwork on that is just grotesque and yet amazing, and I think it's great. So I'm excited to give this one a try. I haven't actually read Pride and Prejudice, so I want to read that first before I read this, but it should be a fun, unique take on the classic at the very least. Another book I never thought I would actually pick up is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Now, I read Circe by Madeline Miller a little while ago and I was a bit disappointed by it. So many people had hyped it up saying it was an amazing book, and it is a good book if you're looking for Greek mythology. It's fantastic for that because it's chock full of it, but it also read a bit like a history book because you were basically just getting the history of all these different gods and deities, and it was a bit heavy-handed, and honestly Circe was really slow. There were periods of time where she's just on this island farming, and it was just there were some stories in there which I really loved and really appreciated, but then there were so many boring parts to it that it ended up being a 3 stars, and so it kind of put me off her books. But I've seen a lot of people say that The Song of Achilles is much better, that they love it, that it's made people cry, and when I saw it in the charity shop I thought, you know what, I should at least give her works another try, and I love mythology inspired books, so I'm excited to give this one a try, if a little bit hesitant because of the fact that I didn't enjoy Circe as much as everybody else. So I'm hoping that this one surpasses my expectations, and we'll see if I enjoy it. I'm not even going to try and pronounce half the names that are in this story because that's just not going to go well, but is an interesting one. It's all about the Battle of Troy, which honestly, that sounds like a lot of fun to read about, so I'm interested in giving this a try. Like I said, I'm reserved, but I'm trusting what everybody else has said, that this book is much better and that it's a bit heartbreaking in places, so have tissues at the ready. Then we have a book I picked up literally because I thought it would be a fun read, and that's Moriarty by Anthony Horowitz. This is a book that takes place after Sherlock Holmes, so when Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty have fallen supposedly to their deaths and what happens afterwards, and I think it's just going to be a fun read. I really like Sherlock Holmes. I'd be surprised if people said they didn't like it because Sherlock Holmes is the classic murder mystery books, like that's who I think of when I think murder mystery, and I really want to carry on and actually collect more of the Sherlock Holmes stories because I actually only have one, and that's Hound of the Baskervilles, so I definitely want to get more of them and continue that. But I also love twists on classics or continuations that are slightly different. So when I saw this, I was like, you know what, I've got to have this. It seems like a fun read, and it may not be something that I think is absolutely amazing by any means, but why not try a twist? It's my favourite thing when people take a classic story and twist it. I just find that even though it can be a bit predictable because you know the original story, it's just so interesting to see how people have taken the original idea, how it's inspired them to do something different, and yeah. I'm really excited about this one. I'm hoping for a funnier, light-hearted read with a murder mystery involved, and I don't know, I think it's going to be a good time. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm hoping. Then I picked up the Chalkman by C J Tudor, and this is a book I picked up based on the recommendation of Christina from Christina Campbell Books, and she's again another brilliant booktuber who I will have linked below, and she loves murder mystery, horror, thriller-ish books, and I trust her recommendations on it. She's read so much more of this genre than I have, and I'm excited. She said that she felt this one was really, really good, that it started off really creepily, and the way everything comes together at the end, from what I remember her saying about it, she said it was good. Basically, she said enough good things about it that when I saw this in the charity shop, I had to have it because I'm like, you know what, I've got to give this a try. I will admit, when I was younger, I actually read a lot more murder mysteries. I read a lot of books by Karen Rose and Karen Slaughter and really enjoyed those sort of books, and I even read some James Herbert books, but it's just a genre that I kind of fell out with as I fell into my love with fantasy, but I am trying to get back into it. Now, some of them I find a bit boring if the twists that happen are a bit too predictable or it's not quite scary enough, but I'm hoping that this one will be an interesting one, and I do find a good murder mystery slash thriller is a nice one to break up all the fantasy books that I read, especially because I read so much more now because of booktube, that it would be good to have a nice little break up every so often. And the final 2 books I got in this thrifted book haul is 2 classics, and that is Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Now, these are 2 books that I have not read. As I said already, I've not read Pride and Prejudice, I have not read Sense and Sensibility, but I saw these covers in the charity shop and absolutely loved them. I thought they were beautiful covers. They're really gorgeous bright colours as well, and I just had to have them. I was like, I haven't read these stories. Classics are something I'm definitely trying to read more of in 2021, so I want to try and pick up as many as I can, and why not give them a try? Honestly, so many people have loved these stories, and I do love the writing of that era. Just the prose and it's just so beautiful that I have more respect for it now than what I did when I was younger. So I definitely want to pick up more classics, and so I was really pleased when I saw these ones because I think they are beautiful covers and of course a amazing classic story that I'm hoping I'll enjoy. So that's it for my little thrifted book haul. It's a shame that I couldn't do it for the whole month as I had planned, but at least I did get some good little gems for this one. Do tell me if you enjoy going thrifted book shopping and what a gem that you found in a charity shop or a secondhand bookstore that you didn't expect to find, because I think you can find some really amazing books. But as always, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. All my social media links to my Instagram, Goodreads and Twitter will be linked below, and I'll catch you in the next one.